New twist to the deep state assault on Trump. Papadopoulos told Aussie spy Alexander Downer that Russians had Hillary dossier, not Hillary emails, by Jim Hoft for the GatewayPundit.com. The real truth: Russia had a Hillary dossier too. The FBI has been under pressure to identify the exact date that they started spying on candidate Trump. Yeah, we know it was prior to July, so I don't care what they're saying. Congress has requested this date. This date is important because the FBI and DOJ must show the reason for why they spied on Trump. If the reason that the FBI spied on Trump was after the date that they started spying, that would show that the FBI and DOJ are lying about why they spied on Trump. It is against the law for the FBI and DOJ to spy on Americans without just cause and without a warrant. President Trump and his team started that. The reason the FBI and DOJ used for spying on the Trump campaign was the fake Russia dossier created by a UK spy and paid for by Hillary Clinton. If this was the case, then spying on Trump was a fraud and a crime. The Obama administration, working with the Clinton campaign and the DOJ and the FBI, had illegally spied on candidate Trump and his campaign. After much effort to determine the date and reason why the FBI started spying on candidate Trump, the New York Times reported in late 2017. During a night of heavy drinking at an upscale London bar in May of 2016, George Papadopoulos, a young foreign policy advisor to the Trump campaign, made a startling revelation to the Australian's top diplomat in Britain. Russia had political dirt on Hillary Clinton. About 3 weeks earlier, Papadopoulos had been told that Moscow had thousands of emails that would embarrass Mrs. Clinton, apparently stolen in an effort to try to damage her campaign. The New York Times claimed, per its sources, that the reason for spying on Trump was not the dossier, but the Papadopoulos meeting with an Australian. The hacking and the revelation that a member of the Trump campaign may have had inside information about it were driving factors that led the FBI to open an investigation in July of 2016 into Russia's attempt to disrupt the election and whether any of President Trump's associates conspired. The New York Times report referenced previously undisclosed documents and interviews as support for their report. The Times is one of the publications used by the Mueller team when they want to leak information to the press. The information is never confirmed and sources are never cited. According to another liberal media outlet, the far left LA Times, former FBI Director James Comey stated in March of 2017 under oath that the FBI investigation into the Trump-Russia scandal started in July of 2016. There are a couple of problems with Comey's testimony and the New York Times story. First, it appears that the DOJ and FBI were spying on the Trump campaign long before the Papadopoulos meeting. The second reason the Papadopoulos meeting has not been portrayed accurately is because Papadopoulos never discussed Hillary's emails with Aussie Downer in their meeting in London in 2016. According to Jeff Carlson at the Markets Work, during the discussion between Papadopoulos and Aussie Downer, Hillary Clinton's emails never came up. Papadopoulos reportedly shared with Downer that the Russians had a dossier on Hillary. He never stated that the Russians had Hillary's emails. Despite initial reporting to the contrary, it appears Clinton emails were never mentioned at the Papadopoulos-Downer meeting. The first memo in the Steele dossier, June 20th of 2016, opening summary, first page, fourth bullet point, contains the following. A dossier of compromising information on Hillary Clinton has been collated by the Russian intelligence services over many years and mainly compromises bugged conversations she had on various visits to Russia and intercepted phone calls. The June 20th, 2016 Steele Dossier memo appears to contain exactly the same type of information Papadopoulos mentioned to Alexander Downer. Hillary's emails never came up. The entire Russian collusion conspiracy, regurgitated by the mainstream media, surrounds the legend that the Russians had Hillary's emails, and Papadopoulos told this to the Aussie spy while having drinks, and Hillary emails were hacked from the DNC by the Russians and provided to WikiLeaks. Candidate Trump somehow knew about this, and the proof was the discussion that Papadopoulos had with Downer. Now we know that the Hillary Clinton emails released by WikiLeaks were never even discussed during Papadopoulos' meeting with Aussie Downer. But a Russian dossier on Clinton was discussed. Is the left trying to cover up the fact that the Russians have a dossier on Clinton? Or is their Papadopoulos story just more lies from the corrupt FBI, DOJ, and Mueller team to cover up their illegal actions? Or both? I would say both. I would say both. And why are they not forthcoming when they opened the investigation? They're saying it was in July of 2016. And we know if that were the case, they would have released the documentation. Listen, the whole thing we know is a setup. Get the info required and start the prosecutions. That's what I say on this, you know? Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And again, thank you so much for watching.